Stick with me as we talk about how to deal with the Mandela Effect burnout. First off, the light has been changing, so do I look like I'm having a spiritual experience because the sun's right in my face? That being said, let's just start with a real topic here. The thing about burnout is this is kind of a phenomenon that happens across the board. Again, I was a liberty activist, and I see this all the time in the liberty world. People will come in, they're upset about what's going on, and they're like, we're going to change government, and we're going to take over these parties and get involved and vote, vote, vote our way to freedom. And what happens is, after you go through that cycle a while, you realize that the whole system is rigged, and it's a huge waste of spiritual energy to try to change this stuff. It's a big waste of energy. And you get to a place where you finally either burn out, where you decide, oh, the system's so crooked, I'm done talking about it. Or you get to a place where you evolve past it and you say, you know what, I'm going to live as free as I can and be damned what goes on in the rest of the world. I'm going to control what I can control. And, maybe you're like, for my personal self, I changed over more into food freedom. I learned how to grow my own food and become more self-reliant. And that was a nice, positive, empowering thing. Instead of getting all obsessed with the negative that will suck you down. Now, the same thing happens here with the Mandela Effect. And what I mean by that is people first wake up and it's like a shocking experience. If you really understand what's going on, you're like, holy cow, everything just changed. Are we in some sort of matrix? Are we in a fake reality? Did we jump universes? What's going on? And I think it's very normal for a while that you go into an exploratory phase where you're watching videos hours a day and reading everything you can, and you're just like trying to convince yourself this isn't real or this isn't really happening, and then holy cow, maybe it is really happening, and why is it happening? And there's about 100 different theories about why it's happening. You just get so obsessive and so laser focused that the rest of this reality, this minutia, just drowns out. And what happens is when you get this obsessed about something, it's going to depend on how you focus. If you focus only on the fear stuff, the gloom and doom, the oh my gosh, CERN ripped a hole in space-time, or D-Wave computers, or the devil's doing it, or whatever your theory happens to be, that even aliens, or they're controlling. I don't know what you believe, and that's not the point. The point is, are you looking at positive or negative things? Now, it's okay to discuss these negative things, but if that's all you do, you're going to go from one day of getting scared to the next day of going to something else that makes you scared to the next day of something else that makes you scared. There's a lot of evil in this world and bad things. And if you focus all your attention on that, that's going to become your new reality. Even if, let's pretend everything you read out there is real and this is what's causing it and it's all terrible things. It's how you react to it. Because you can react positively to bad stuff. Life is a train of bad stuff. It's how you take that bad stuff and what you do with it. Now you got to remember, if everybody out here is so focused on the fear stuff, it's going to lead to building that negative energy here. Whatever you focus on is what this reality becomes. So if all we do is scare the hell out of each other with our posts, that's what's going to happen. And eventually you have one way to go, which is down, and you're either going to burn out and walk away from it, or you're just going to be paralyzed in fear and do nothing. I prefer to take the other way. I'm going to find a positive thing in all this, because even if something negative caused this, it's been extremely enlightening for me and it makes me feel very positive, and there's a whole new community of loving people that are supporting each other. There's all these good things that come out of this. So my channel is going to focus on the positive stuff. Sure, we can talk about CERN or whatever theories you want. We can talk about it, but I'm not going to focus on it. Do you understand the difference? That if I go over to some channels, it is nothing but fear. I mean, I'll look at most of the channels out there, and I get that. I mean, I was in the same place. If you go back on my channel's like 7, 8 years old or something. If you go back to my very first year or two, I am out there in the streets with a bullhorn yelling about, the government being evil and corrupting people. And that kind of energy never got me anywhere. All it did was burn me out. And it's kind of like I just didn't know any better. I thought that's what you were supposed to do, that people would listen if I got excited. And what happens is, if you get excited about something that doesn't fit into society, all you do is scatter people off. They get scared, and you become this preachy guy. You become the Mandela guy in your group, and you're just gonna frighten people off. I prefer that we make a conscious decision to focus on the positive things. Because if we build the positive aspects of this energy, we attract positive energy into the movement, and everybody raises up a little. Does that make sense? Because if, I look at 100 Mandela channels and it's all gloom and doom, 95% of the channels is just pure fear. If you go watch this stuff, I mean, what's that going to do to your reality? Everybody sits there and watches negative, negative, negative. So I challenge you to go out and find positive things that happened. In these comments, let's talk about positive things. And by doing this, you will prevent burnout. If you do nothing but focus on fear, you are going to burn out. It's a one-way path. Eventually it ends. If you focus on things that make you feel better and positive, that never ends. Like, why would I not want to feel good? Why would I not do stuff I love? That's where we need to go. And I'm putting that out there on my channel. I'm going to try to keep it very positive. Even when I do interviews and stuff, I'm really not going to get into the gloom and doom. And yeah, we might discuss why this is happening. I think some answers will help. But it has to be where we're going, is I think the focus of what we should do. And this is true through all aspects of your life. I think that if you only focus on news that's coming in that is negative, man, that's a sad place to live. And that's a scary place to live. And when you finally just cut it off, like I just got rid of my Facebook channel because I was tired of all the gloom and doom coming in. And it's liberating. It's freeing to be, I don't let that stuff in my head anymore. I just, I see it coming and boom, I look the other direction. It's not sticking your head in the ground and being an ostrich. I'm aware of these things, and probably a lot of these things are right and true. But so what? What now? And this is what kind of used to drive me crazy about conspiracy stuff. Like, yeah, probably a lot of it is true and real. But let's pretend for a moment that the next day the headlines read that, 9/11 was true and there's aliens and all kinds of stuff. Whatever you want to believe, the Masons are horrible, whatever. All that stuff comes out and everybody knows it. And you accomplished your goal. What then? See, so many people get stuck in the trying to get people to listen. Hey, there's a fire going on here. There's a fire going on here. Instead of just saying, okay, what are we going to do after the fire's over? Because even if everybody wakes up, most of the people are still going to want to live in the Matrix. It's too weird for them until like a majority of people, we get to a high enough point that it just happens naturally. I think if all we do is focus on the terrible things, that's what we bring into this world. So I'd like to know your thoughts on this. You tell me your opinion. Am I way off on this? Should I join the fear movement and dive in and start doing those, or should we try to go a different direction with this movement and find positive and enlightening things? I really feel like the Mandela Effect is incredibly empowering and enlightening. It's done a lot for my soul to feel this and find these other people. So comment below. Also, if this is your first time on my channel, I do a lot more than make Mandela videos. I've got 7 years of back videos of all kinds of interesting topics. I'm a variety channel, so feel free to surf around. The other thing is I also have some private and unlisted videos over at my website. It's terranlupo.com. I'll see you over there. Thanks for listening.